Episode number 120 of my Minecraft Let's Play, guys, and that means that it's a special, guys. We have got a 25 to 30 minute video going on. So the only thing that I've done off camera a little bit is let's try that again. I've done some work over here on the terrain just a little bit. Let me take you over there so you can see what's going on. Oops, opened up that door again. Okay, so I showed you that I'd flatten this out, and then that this was still, or this was done, but then it ended like right here. Hey, free arrows. So I've been working on this terrain, getting this terrain better flattened out and more logical for the building and everything like that. So obviously I had to take down a bunch of trees, and we will fix that, guys. But what I said in the end of last episode, or towards the end of last episode, if I remembered, couldn't tell you if I actually did remember, was that we were going to do some work today out here on some pixel art. So let me clear my inventory. I apologize for having a bunch of random junk in it, but I forgot to clear it out. Let's go ahead and drop all this out. I also went into the end and got me some nether pearls. Makes life a lot easier. So I have a picture on my second monitor. That's, to my left, over that way, which you guys can't see, but it is the texture of a grass block, which, if we come over here, can show you exactly what we're trying to do. Go ahead and take this Silk Touch pickaxe. We are going to construct this block right here. We're going to make that up there. Okay? So I think the best place to start is going to be with this part, the dirt part, and then we'll get to this later, just because there's so many different colors and color gradients. So we'll have to figure out how we want to do that. Go ahead and plop the dirt back down, not a big deal. And then I guess I can just drop off this pickaxe in here, guys. So earlier today, I recorded yesterday's episode. Yeah, yesterday's episode, and sounded like absolute hell, guys. And that's because my throat is feeling some type of way. I'm not sick. I've just got some kind of like mucus issue going on. By the way, ender pearls will save your life, make it so much easier. So yeah, I'm now feeling a bit better. I've been sucking on these cough drops all day, so if you hear something clacking around, don't know if you could hear that, but that's the cough drop in my mouth. So I'm trying to keep myself able to function and everything out here. I also forgot to fill up my water, so I might have to like take a quick second to go fill it up and come back. I'll just do like a little jump cut and everything like that, guys. But today, we are making some dirt. Yes. Okay, so this is a 13 by 13 square because I want things to stick off of it. Oh, nice. That must have been an invisible block that I had missed or I had never known about. So I want the dirt to actually stick off and around. So this is going to be technically 4 blocks out because we're placing it on this face right here, and then it'll wrap underneath, and then everything up top is not that big a deal because I don't think anybody's gonna see it. Also, the other thing that I forgot to mention towards the end of last episode, which I had to record a second time, so understandably I was not in the greatest of mindsets, is that the roof in there is going to take a whole lot of work because these two side roofs are really wonky, and the way that they try to connect. This wall is 25 tall, and then the back wall is only 11. So I want to do a big like glass dome in the back. We can actually take a quick peek in there. Let's go ahead and knock out both of those blocks. There we go. So I want to do a big dome like through here, and then we'll just do like some archway down or something like that. Something that's gonna look cool, kind of mall-like, kind of regal, you know what I'm talking about. So that's the plan. Also, this grass block is going to have to stick out an extra block because I made it 13 by 13. So, let's go ahead and get to it, guys. So we've got 3 different tones of dirt. So we've got I'm going to need some more of this probably. We've got our light dirt, our medium dirt, and our dark dirt. Yes. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to start bottom left down here. This is a light dirt. And then we've got another light dirt. And then we've got another light dirt. And then we've got this shape right here. Yeah, alright. If you guys are trying to follow along with this, it might be a little hard. So probably the best thing I would say for you guys to do would be just pull up a picture of it. Pull it up on your monitor or whatever, on a second monitor, or even up on your phone if you're watching this in that fashion. Is that how it is? I think that's looking alright. I think that's looking okay. And then let's go ahead and start using some of this medium dirt. And then the dark dirt I think I'm going to fill in last just because that's going to be the hardest. So we've got a medium dirt here. And then we've got it here, here, here. Did I grab the grays? Oh, I didn't grab the grays. Hold on. I didn't grab shears either. Oh no. Let me get down here because we do use gray wool. Alright, and then we'll bring... Do I need this for another type of dirt? I don't think so. No, because I don't have any dye for that. I just have the wool. Right, and then I had shears. I don't know what happened to my shears. That's fine. I don't think we'll have to break too many blocks of this. Ow. It's actually really weird watching yourself take damage. Okay, so that was medium dirt. And then we've got one of the gray blocks, one of the light gray blocks, right there. Let's go ahead and bring the dirt back. And then we've got a light dirt under here. And then we've got some medium dirts. And a dark dirt, and a medium one, and a dark one. Light, light. Yes. Light, light, medium. Yes. Light, medium, medium. Okay, so light, light, and then light. Okay, so I think if we actually do this, maybe row by row even, it'll be alright. You know what I'm talking about? So hopefully this wood is going to work. We're going to mess around with the way that the wood blocks are facing and everything like that, but I think that's going to give us the best contrast. I mean, you can still kind of see what I'm going off of, right? Okay, the blocks look different if they're dirt versus being grass. So that's not going to be very helpful for you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Alright, I guess we should probably get up on top of this and work our way over. So this might not make a whole lot of sense as of right now. And if you're feeling like it doesn't make any sense, please just go ahead and fast forward the video. Come check it out when we're done. Alright, so we are on level 2. Right, so we've got some medium dirt here. Boom, boom. And then we've got a dark one here. Put that guy like that. Okay, and then that, I think that was filled in underneath us, right? We good? Yeah, okay. Row 2 or row 3? We're still on row 2, sort of. Man, this is gonna be a little bit tougher than I thought. Okay, so light, light, medium, 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 medium. Another one that's light here. And then there's gonna be another light one here. There are actually 4 different tones of dirt, but I only have 3. So I'm just making the 2 lightest shades look the same. Okay, so that goes like that, and then it does a really crazy pattern. 2, right? Sticks off 1, yep. And it goes here, up 1, and then it goes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and there's a medium one right there. So take a step back. Do you see what we're working with here? Is that making more sense now that we're getting somewhere? Does that look kind of like dirt? Kinda a little bit. All right, and then we've got this dirt here. We'll do both of them the same way. All right. That actually took up a large portion here. So what's in between these? That's just another light dirt. Okay. Got it. Alright, so now we are actually up on the next row, so let's go ahead and ender pearl up there. Right before I started this episode, I actually just went and got a ton of ender pearls, because I knew I was going to want the ease of traveling to happen, so. Okay, and then we've got some mediums, right? Light, medium, medium. This will be here. It'll be like that. This will be light. Okay, okay, so we've got the medium little L looking thing. Then we've got a light one, a light one, a light one, a medium one, a medium one, and then light, light. What's on top of this medium? A light. Alright. And this is still on top of that. Alright, and then, oh, this is where we get one of the gray pieces in here. This one's a dark gray one. Alright. Lovely. Looking fancy. Dark gray. Then we've got light, light. What's out here on the edge? When we do that, we've got a medium one here, which is in my inventory. Medium one there. Then we've got a dark one here, and a light one there. Okay, let's take a step back. I think it's working. I think it's working. I'll build a couple more rows and then I might just finish this off camera for you guys and bring you back. Be like, look, it's dirt. Does that sound like a good idea? I think that's gonna be probably for the best if we do it that way. Okay, so we need to start all the way over here. And then here's another one of the light gray ones. Right? Yeah, right there. Boom. Lovely. Bring this back down in. So gray, light, white, dark. Where are these facing? What way were these facing? They're facing that way. We'll face that one that way. Alright. That one's dark. Then light, light, dark. And that should be that for that row. Yes. Okay, so we've got medium, medium, light, light, and then dark. Just put that one that way. Alright. Sorry if I'm crunching the little cough drop. Okay, medium, medium. Then this one's going to be dark, dark. And then we've got another crazy big medium pattern. 2, 3, up 1. Right? 1, 2, 3, up 1. Then here. Then there. And it goes all the way out there. And then we've got this goes up 1, and then it continues to go up. So yeah, that's going to be very large. That's a very big structure of a medium dirt. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to jump cut here. I'm going to finish off the dirt part, and then we can just take a little bit of look at the top part. So give me a second. And I'm back. Whoa. My voice just went all kinds of ways. Let me get another one of these cough drops real fast here. Sorry. Should have done that before I started the recording, guys. So I did it. Here's what we're looking at. This is our reference piece. And then this is what we've got up here. That looks kind of like dirt. It's a little off, obviously, because I don't have the materials that I would like for it. I would like some other shades of brown with other materials and everything like that, but I think it looks okay. I think we're doing just fine. Now is the difficult part, because we've got plenty of materials, but I don't really know what colors half of these are supposed to be. So let's take a crafting bench with us. We need one of those. Did I leave one in there? No. I know where there's one. There's one right over here. Yes, there is. I think I've placed like 10 or 12 of these darn crafting tables all over the place just because I can never keep them straight in my inventory. And I always need them all over the place. So let's go ahead and hop right... Oh, I missed. Let's hop on up there again. Alright. That one spawned a little endermite. Got him. Alright. So let's go ahead and drop down this crafting bench. No. I lied. Let's get up to the top first. Alright, let's see if I can hit this. So if you look straight up and just a little bit over, that should be alright. We should land on top. There it is. Got it. Alright, so this is actually the proper lineup of where the grass has to go. Now the issue, like I was saying, is there's like 5 shades of grass, but we do have 4 different blocks. So we've got this block, we got that super bright block, we got this medium block, and we got a dark block. So this is what we're working with up here. So let me just, I guess, move some of these tools out of my inventory. Take everything with me, and then we need some of these to be dyed green. We can dye these up in here, right? Let's go ahead and dye 10 of these for now, because I'm not quite sure how much of what I'm going to need. I also have some extra hardened clay for the other colors and everything like that. So our top dirt block, or grass block rather, up here is like super dark, and then it's like the medium-ish one down on the bottom. So I think that's fine. And then we've got, this one's a medium one-ish, right? That's the wrong block though. What was my medium one? Let's actually sort these properly. There we go. Medium like one. And then, so this is like our semi-light one, and then we need a lighter one. That's gonna look out. That's gonna stick out so bad, but it's okay. And then we need another one of these. So I'm basically just comparing these blocks to their next door neighbor. So this one's super bright, but the next block next to it is darker, but it's not as dark as this block. So these blocks actually aren't supposed to be the same in color, but like I said, we're limited on the colors that we can run here, so we'll be okay. A lot of the light stuff is used over there, so I'm not too worried about that. So we've got that one, and then down here is a light block. And then we've got actually a little pattern with those. And yeah, I know I missed a block down here. And right there. So underneath that one, we're gonna rock a medium one. And I think a medium one over here too. That'll be okay. And then above it, over here, this one is the same color as that. And then this one is lighter? Right? What block am I on? The fourth one? 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. These actually need to be reversed. Ah! Moved my tools out. I was like, that's probably not a smart idea. But let's go with it anyway. Okay, so this one needed to be the lighter one, right? Yeah. And then the darker one. And then there, and there. Alright, we don't have any super duper dark ones. That's why I wasn't too worried about this green wool one. Okay, so then we got that part. That's light-ish. We're gonna make this one another medium one, which means we need to take... Is that green? That was probably lime green. Get 8 more of these bad boys. Right? Yes, lime green stained clay. Stained clay? Stained clay? Whatever. I can't speak. Like I said, guys, my voice is all kinds of ways, so just deal with it. We'll be alright. Alright, so that one's that. And then we got a little bit darker there. And then we go lighter up on top. So we're actually making pretty good progress. Let's go ahead and take a step down, and then we can just throw an ender pearl back up here, just so you guys understand what I'm talking about. That looks kind of grassy. It looks kind of gross, but that must have been from the ender meanie. But I think it's okay. I think it's looking alright. It is funky, so it's like an abstract art. If that makes any sense. I mean, I could have done like stone and just put a bunch of stone, but that's boring. Will that make it up on top, or did I go over? I shot over. Oh darn. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so let's get back up there. Straight up and a little forward. Okay. There we go. So say that one was on top. Real close, but we're good. Did I spawn a little dude down there? Nah, we're alright. We're alright. Okay. So this is going to be abstract art, and then I think what we're going to do is we're going to put like the sign on this, the Mall of Minecraftia. If we can even fit all of that. I might have to split up the word Minecraftia. So we'll see what happens there. So that's that little dip pattern. And then this is the next row. So this one here is a lighter one. And this one is about the same shade as that one. Did I make more of those? I did not. So I need to make more of those. And if I have to, I do have extra hardened clay. Or I have clay that I can make into hardened clay. So we'll get there. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's just this block I think is the hardest part, and this block. Because it is dark, but it's got texture to it. And it doesn't necessarily need to be textured. But it's okay. I'm not too concerned about it. Alright, so we took care of that. And then that row, right? 2 block, yeah. And then we've got a light one, a medium one, and then that one. Lovely. And then this is a single block on top, which is the medium. And then we've got darker ones, but we're not going to get to that. Did I hear my phone buzz? It did. It's Twitter. Sorry. Moving on. So that is this part right here. This one is a bright one. And then we've got a medium one. And then we've got another bright one. So we're going to need this back. Might as well use it, right? So another bright one. And then a dark one. Just go ahead and mine those back since I'm going to need them anyways. I think we understand what our palette is now. Alrighty, so next to that we've got a dark one. Then we've got a medium one. And then another dark one. Yes. Yes. I think so. I think it's working alright. It's working alright. And then now we are at the 3rd row from the end. So we've got a super bright one that I need. So give me that, which is so wasteful on dye. Super bright. And then we've got a medium one. And then a darker, but not the dark, ouch, not the darkest. Alright. It's kind of looking like a dirt block, or a grass block rather. It's getting there, guys. Like I said, it's going to take a little bit. Hey, I made it right on top. Look at that. Ender meanie. Nope, we good. Alright. This is the second row towards the end. This one is like this, and then like that. And then we've got a medium, dark, medium, dark. Nice. Let's go ahead and drop down now, take our crafting bench with us, since I'm sure we will freaking need it. Let's go ahead and drop all the way down. Not even gonna look at it, gonna go to sleep first, and then we will take a look at it, guys. Oh, by the way, that's a new thing. You can see your feet and what you're holding in your hand now, because of the Minecraft update. So that's pretty awesome. So let's open up that door, close it on the way out, and boom! So it doesn't exactly look like super dirt block-like, but I like it. You know, it's really abstract, but that's cool. You know, that's cool. We'll put like Mall of Minecraftia or something like that up there. I think it looks alright. Let me know what you guys think. You guys might not think it's the coolest thing in the world. You might think it's an absolutely awful pixel art. But really, I'm limited on my resources and the blocks I can use. But I think it looks alright. I think it looks good. It does. It does. I'll fall in love with it further as time progresses as well. Plus, when we put some stuff over top of it, you won't even realize it. Oh, I realized I had bone meal still. I said bone meal, but it didn't come out. I said bone meal. I don't know what bone meal is, but that's not what we need. Alright, so the next phase is to start diagramming where we want some of these shops at. So this is going to be the huge food court. We're going to put up a bunch of stuff in here. So I'm just going to leave that for a little later on. But let me take some stone brick stuff with me, because we need to decide on some shops and potentially what kind of shops they are going to be. So I had a couple ideas for what we're going to do back here. So the best thing that you want to sell should probably be right when you enter, straight across. You know what I mean? I have no idea what the midpoint is on this sucker. Is it this block? It is this block. Right? It looks to be like that block. Let me follow this block down, up, and then it goes right there, and I missed it by one. Okay, that's the mid block. So you want to sell your stuff right around the middle. Now these shops, because I'm having a 7 wide walkway, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, are going to start here, and they're only going to be 5 deep. So we need to come up with things that aren't necessarily going to take up a lot of space, like a shoe store or a clothing store would take up a lot of space, right? So I think what the best way to do this is, so that's our middle block. We'll make the first one centered. Oh no, stone slab. I got ender pearls. I can just pearl on right back up there. So we'll make the first one centered, and then everything else after that doesn't have to have any kind of rhyme or reason. So that was what, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. I actually want to make it smaller. Boom. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, and then it'll be 5, 6, 7. So 5, 6, 7. Hold on. 5, 6, 7. So that's where the outside edge of this is going to be. So obviously, we've got a thingy in our way, but that's where one shop is going to be. So I think what would be logical. Hey, I just saw you run around out there. What are you doing, man? Get out of here. We don't need you. All right. So I think the most logical thing to sell straight across would be like the jewels, you know, diamonds and emeralds, because you want people to walk in and then get to the most expensive stuff, but also you want to draw them past other things, so like the food court or whatever that's going to be. And then we've got other shops here. So obviously this is going to be the wall of the first shop. So that's right there. That's our line that we're looking at, right? Yep, perfect. And I think if we do something like that and make this like a specialty meat shop, you know, so some steaks, some chickens, some lambs and stuff like that. And then we can even do like a small little shop. Oops, I went on top of the torch. Nice. So we can do a small little shop for something. Not quite sure. And then we can even do 2 other small shops in here, because this is going to be outside edge. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks in between. Why don't we just do another small shop? Why not? We'll make that one even smaller. So you'll have a decent sized shop here, a decent one over here, then 2 little tiny ones, and then this place over here. So I'm just spitballing ideas. Something in like specialty meats over here. Jewels in the middle. And then maybe like a hat store. Just sell a bunch of helmets. I think that would be alright. I think that could work. For half a second, I thought the doors were Magma Cube. I was like, how did that spawn? Okay, so I think the next one over here should be a bigger shop. That way it'll contrast, because we did a bunch of little tiny shops, a bunch of little boutique type deals. So we'll make it a larger shop. And then we'll do a medium shop. And then you could even do like a corner shop. So that's going to be there. Just do something like this on the end. Just something real tiny. We'll figure out what to sell in here. Maybe some potions or something like that. You know? Like some beverages. Is that the same size? That is the same size. I don't want these things to be the same size. Did I just put that back in the middle? Okay, good. So we got a smaller shop, a little bit bigger shop, and then a tiny little corner shop. So I think that'll be awesome. So I guess really we should get into construction on those first, because this bottom layer has a lot of work that needs to be done. So these shops are all going to be 7 blocks tall. They're all going to be very big, very grand entrances. So we've got 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? 7 blocks. And then the 8th block is going to be our top. So this is going to segment the blocks, or not the blocks, the individual shops. And that's going to be awesome. And the reason why the ceilings are so high, I talked about it a little bit last episode, is to allow for ceiling work. So we will have stuff like lights that come out of the ceiling. We'll see what we can do about making some pipes even, or some heating ducts, or cooling ducts, or vents, or whatever. So we're going to be able to put a bunch of stuff up in the ceiling to give each shop a little bit of character. That way it's not just like, look, it's a ceiling, you know? I'm trying to go for a more realistic build. Almost what they're doing now with practically everything. My college just built a new building. Well, I guess it's an addition to a building. And basically what they did is they just left all the pipes and the wiring and everything just hang out in the middle of everything, which I think is kind of cool. I think that's what we're going towards, is like an industrial type feel where you don't have to hide everything anymore. You can just leave it out there, and that's just kind of how it is. If you guys have ever been to a Chipotle, pretty much every Chipotle I've ever gone into has some steel beam exposed ceiling with the wires and heating ducts and stuff just coming all over the place, and just lights hanging out of nowhere and everything like that. And we can employ the use of some glowstone and some redstone torches. That way we're not using the same types of lighting sources over and over. And we can even recess some of those into the ceiling or whatever, because what we're going to do, this was a cool idea. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to pull it off, but I think I want to make like a mini roller coaster through here, because there are some malls that have roller coasters like Ferris wheels, and I don't necessarily have a Ferris wheel area. I want to make this into like some more pixel art here once we get to that, but I think if we had like a roller coaster, maybe even that started up in here and did some cool tricks and stuff, that went up here, up and over, or something like that, and up and around, and then came back down to stop over here, I think that would be really cool. It just goes to show you, I've been talking for too long with a screwed up throat. My goodness, guys. So I think that would be really cool. That would also give a use to that one wing that I really didn't know what to do with before. So that's a possibility. And like I said, guys, these shops are going to be tall, they're going to be big, and they're going to be lovely looking. So, and that also doesn't mean that some of them won't have ceilings that come downwards as well. So they're not all even going to have the same like entrance way. They're just going to have the same type structure. So let's go ahead and segment these areas real quick, just so we know where our boundary walls are going to be for each shop. And yeah, even little shops like this, like 3 blocks of space, sounds like it's not a whole lot, but you can store a whole lot of stuff up against this wall, or even against a side wall or whatever. So we will make it work, don't you worry. Misplaced a block. That's alright, didn't want to break that, because then I have to repay iron for my haste beacon. And then we've got this. Now the 2 shop, that's what's going to be interesting, because that's only 2 blocks wide. We're going to have to see what's going to go over there. We're going to need something cool. Like, honestly, what we could do, because technically this is 3 blocks with this sidewall over here, is just like load this up with like counters and then just straight up brewing stands, you know, just make it like a drink shop or something. And not every shop has to be a traditional like, I have a cash register at the beginning of every shop or anything like that. Like, they don't all need counters here to check out at, but some of them will, you know? And then some of them, like, bigger shops like this will have, like, security devices here or whatever. And, yeah, these shops might even come out an extra block or two. I'm not sure. I want to keep these walkways nice and big, just for that nice big open feel like malls always have. So these pathways here, from here to here is 7 blocks and everything like that. So that's going to be open and everything like that. So that's the plan. We've got some shops in place. And I think that's going to be awesome. I think we can make this work, guys. So, I'm going to sign off the episode. That's right. Even with a sore throat, sounding stupid, I gave you a half-hour long episode. You guys thought I lost my train of thought. Didn't you? Didn't you? Okay, so anyways, I'm going to call it before it drags on any longer. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, everybody, and I will see you all next time.